Welcome to the Virtual Lab Test Guide video series. This series provides guidance on installing and configuring the BIG-IP Virtual Edition for use in a Hyper-V lab environment. In the previous 3 chapters of this video series, we downloaded, installed, and configured the BIG-IP Virtual Edition in preparation for use in our Exchange 2010 lab environment. In this final chapter, we will demonstrate the power of iApps and how we can quickly and easily deploy an Exchange 2010 infrastructure. In order to deploy an application like Exchange 2010, we will need to create a number of application-specific elements, such as virtual servers, server pools, pool members, monitors, and numerous optimization profiles. Rather than creating these elements manually, a task that could take several hours, the BIG-IP Exchange 2010 iApp will be used to accomplish the same task in mere minutes. However, before we deploy Exchange, we'll want to ensure that we have downloaded and are using the most current version of the Exchange iApp. The latest iApp template package is available for download at downloads.f5.com. An account is required to access the site. However, if you don't have an account, sign up is quick and free. We'll be downloading the current iApp templates from the BIG-IP product family category. Select the iApp templates product container. Select the compressed iApps file and select a download method. The compressed file will typically contain multiple iApp templates. Extract the contents and locate the most recent iApp for Exchange 2010, which is designated by date. The file will have an extension of .tmpl. Copy this file to a location easily accessible. Once the download process is complete, we'll return to the BIG-IP. From the iApps menu, expand and select Templates. Select Import from the upper right corner. Browse to and select the iApp template you have downloaded. The template should now appear in the available list. Now that we have the current iApp template, we are ready to deploy the Exchange application. From the Application Services screen, select Create from the upper right corner. Provide the Exchange deployment with a name, and select the appropriate iApp template from the drop-down menu. The iApp interface presents a series of questions, which the BIG-IP uses to create and deploy the various application elements specific to your deployment. For our deployment scenario, we'll be using the LTM to load balance and optimize the CAS traffic. To provide secure pre-authentication and single sign-on, we will be deploying our Access Policy Manager module. We'll provide our FQDN for our external access, the FQDN of our domain controller for authentication, our domain name, and credentials to authenticate to the Active Directory. For our SSL certificates, we're going to select the certificate that we previously configured. We will not be re-encrypting, we will do SSL offload. And we're going to optimize our traffic for WAN access. In this scenario, our CAS servers sit on a different subnet than our virtual IP, and they are using the BIG-IP as their default gateway. All of our various Exchange services will be deployed using a single IP address. We'll provide an address for our actual virtual server. This is where it's going to be listening. And we'll select the services we're actually going to deploy. For example, we'll be deploying OA, EWS, ActiveSync, AutoDiscover, as well as RPC for our internal access. We'll continue to use dynamic port mapping. And in this demonstration, we will not be deploying POP3 nor IMAP4. Now we'll provide the address of our two internal CAS servers. For our health monitors, we will configure and use the BigIP's advanced monitor. We'll provide the email address and credentials of an active mail account the local traffic manager will use to verify that the Exchange services are up and functioning properly. An additional mailbox may be used for monitoring. In our case, we'll stick to one. We'll choose the authentication method of OA, in this case default forms-based. And once again, we'll provide the FQDN of our web-based services. The iApp provides information on additional steps which may need to be completed on the Exchange system. Now that we've reviewed the information, you select Finished, and the application is configured and ready for use. Now that our configuration is complete, let's take this deployment for a test drive. We'll open up our browser, we'll plug in the FQDN of our site, and we're presented with the APM login screen. Put in our user credentials, and we are successfully logged into Outlook Web App.